Hi again, it's Mrs. Nelson with one of my favorite books in the whole world. It's by Audrey Wood, pictures are by Mark Teague, and it is Sweet Dream Pie. When I was a school librarian, this was my favorite book to read, and I always read it right at the start of the year because I just couldn't wait to get it out there to the kids. And then often I read it at the end of the year too because I just can't get enough of this Sweet Dream Pie. The pictures are amazing. Mark Teague's pictures. So no matter how much time I spend on these pictures, it won't be enough. So get a hold of this book in your library or somehow or other and really take some time to enjoy the pictures. It's a wonderful story. It was almost dawn on Willoughby Street when Pa Brindle lit the lantern and led Ma Brindle up to their dark attic, to an old trunk draped in cobwebs. I haven't slept a wink tonight, Pa said. I've been craving a piece of sweet dream pie, just like the one you made me long ago. The last time I made that pie, you ate too much, Ma grumbled, and your dreams weren't sweet. Pa Brindle blew the cobwebs off the trunk, then threw it open, and all the cats in the neighborhood opened one eye. An enormous mixing bowl, a great rolling pin, a gigantic pie pan, and a small brass bell glistened in the lantern light. You see all those things right there that they're getting out. I'll be good this time, Pa promised. One big piece of sweet dream pie, that's all I want. Well then, I'll make it, and you help, Ma agreed. But if things get out of hand, don't blame me. The Brindles carried the extra large utensils down to the kitchen and began to make the pie. When the dough was ready, Ma rolled it out on the table, and when she did, all the people on Willoughby Street, including little Amy McPherson, rolled out of their beds and onto the floor. Let's see. Oh, there they go. See how she's rolling the pie crust? And rolling. I see some feet up there in the window. Next, Ma fashioned 2 great pie crusts. Then the Brindles began to toss every sweet thing they could find into the enormous mixing bowl. Gumdrops flew through the air and rained down with marshmallows, candy corn, cinnamon hearts, chewing gum, chocolate drops, butterscotch, licorice sticks, lollipops, sugar cubes, jelly beans, candy sprinkles, cookies, and more. I love this picture of Pa Brindle as he's throwing jelly beans into the pie. There's the cat. It's Ma Brindle. Clouds of powdered sugar drifted out the windows into the street. A chocolate tornado sprang up and whirled out the door, knocking Johnny Luns, who was trying to deliver newspapers, off his bicycle. There's the chocolate tornado. Somebody watching. Oh my gosh, look That's the clouds of powdered sugar. Can you see them? Powdered sugar ghosts. The enormous mixing bowl began to glow. A thick, sweet syrup bubbled up and oozed down the sides. The Brindles poured the filling into the giant pie pan, then wrestled the top crust into place. Ma crimped the edges, and Pa poked the steam holes. The crust began to move as if things inside were trying to get out. Pa shoved the pie into the oven and slammed the door. Quickly, he turned the oven dial past bake, broil, and roast to a setting that simply said, special. Special. Poking the holes. As the sun rose, the oven warmed, and a heat wave hit Willoughby Street. It was too hot to go to work or school, so everyone stayed home, doing cool things. Even Mary Chubb, who had never missed a day at the library in 15 years, lounged beneath her sunflower. I'll show you that in a minute. By noon, the delicious smell of Ma Brindle's sweet dream pie blanketed the neighborhood with a blissful aroma. Everyone was simply drooling to taste that pie. Even baby Robbie stuck out his tongue, thinking he could lick the sweetness from the air. The heat wave raged on into the afternoon. It was so hot, all the air conditioners stopped working. No one was cool except for Perry Arbuckle, who filled the tub in his conservatory with ice cubes and sat in it. So there, let's see if I can get this close to you. There is baby Robbie. You can see him in the pool. And there is, there she is, Mary Chubb, the librarian. I think she resembles me somewhat. What do you think? And there's Perry Arbuckle in his conservatory taking an ice bath. All right, get ready because this is my favorite page in my favorite book. I love this illustration. Thank you, Mr. Teague. As the sun set, the sweet dream pie browned and the sky burned a fiery red above Willoughby Street. It was too hot to eat much, so everyone just picked at dinner, thought about the pie cooking in Ma's kitchen. If you look, there's the pie browning in the sky, a fiery red. Look at this mom. Look at this mom. You might notice that the boy is feeding his food to the dog. But does Mom see? No, she's thinking about that pie just like everybody else. That evening, all the neighbors found an excuse to stop by the Brindles' house. Pa set up tables and colored lights outside and invited everyone to stay and share his special dessert. They were all thrilled, except little Amy McPherson. Amy could eat no pie because it made her sneeze. The dogs jumped up and began to chase their tails. Ma Brindle rang the small brass bell. "It's time for sweet dream pie," she called. Pa Brindle and Johnny Luns carried the pie out and set it down. You can see, let's see if I can see. Oh, there's a dog chasing his tail. Oh, there's an even better picture of a dog chasing his tail. There's the pie coming out. Does that make you wonder what their house looked like? What does their oven look like? How did their kitchen look like? Hmm. Steam rose up from the pie, and a thick fog settled over the neighborhood. Standing side by side, the brindles blew upon the pie to cool it. A welcome breeze sprang up, whirling napkins and party plates into the air and clearing the fog. For the first time in 13 hours, Willoughby Street cooled down. Ma cut the pie as the neighbors lined up. Look at them all. Where would you be in line? Would you be at the front of the line with me? Would we be elbowing each other as we both tried to get to that first piece of pie? Now be careful, she warned. This pie is very rich. 1 piece is all you need. No one had ever tasted anything like Ma Brindle's Sweet Dream Pie. It was so sweet. Happy tears just rolled down everyone's cheeks. Don't eat too much, Ma kept saying. Only 1 piece. You'll be sorry. But no one listened. They all helped themselves to sweet thirds, fourths. Pa Brindle broke his promise. He gobbled down sweet 6ths and even 7ths. Poor Inky King ate so much he looked as if he had swallowed a bowling ball. Look at these little photos. Not a photo, it's an illustration of that pie. All the wavy colors. Would you eat it 1 color at a time, like I would? Or would you just mix it all up on your plate? When Myrtle Murphy's parrot pecked up the last crumb, a hush fell upon Willoughby Street. The neighbors thanked Ma and Pa for sharing their wonderful pie. Suddenly, all they wanted to do was go home and snuggle in their cozy beds. Some made it, and others dozed off along the way. Ma Brindle shook her head in dismay. After all that sweetness, she said, no one will rest well tonight. Then she went inside to get her broom. You can see a few that dozed off along the way. Oh, she's yawning. Oh, there's somebody else who dozed off. That's when the dreaming began. Pa Brindle's dream was the first to pop out. Bigger than a dump truck, it galloped through the neighborhood, whistling for the others to follow. Dreams of every shape, size, and color drifted up from their dreamers and began to sport and play. All of the dreamers on Willoughby Street tossed and turned in their restless sleep. Look at some of these dreams. I think I recognize a few. I think perhaps I've had. I'm sure I had that octopus. And maybe that snake. Look at there. Is that Pa Brindle? And his bigger than a dump truck dream. Ma Brindle had never seen so many wild dreams. They were everywhere and into everything. Their dreams were too happy and too excited, doing things they shouldn't do. When enough was enough, Ma took up her broom and began to sweep, sweep, sweep until she had swept away every last dream from Willoughby Street. All of the dreamers, including Pa Brindle, sighed with relief and finally settled in for a good night's sleep. I love Pa Brindle's dream, being chased away. You hear all my emails. That's okay. That's what real life sounds like, isn't it? Oh, from her bedroom window, little Amy McPherson watched it all. For once in her life, she was glad she could eat no pie. That's the end of one of my very favorite books in the whole world. I hope you enjoyed it too. Thinking of you, miss you. Looking forward to seeing you all again when we're all happy, safe, and healthy. Have a great weekend. Bye.